How do you make sure that your favorite doctors and healthcare providers are in network for your plan? We're going to talk about that today. Imagine having the peace of mind of not only having a health plan to know that you're covered in the case of something big happening, but that you can actually see and have access to your favorite quality doctors and hospitals. I'm gonna share with you some tips today on how you can do that. So the first step is you're gonna wanna make a list of all the doctors that everyone in your family is already seeing and wants to continue to see. If you have some doctors, the list of like the non-negotiable ones that you start with, and now you have some additional doctors that maybe were referred to that you would like to see in the future, add those to the list. A general rule of thumb with keeping your doctors and being able to have access to the best doctors in hospitals is that the larger PPO networks are going to be the ones that have the most doctors and hospitals in them. So the chances that your whole family is gonna be able to keep the doctors that they wanna continue seeing, those chances are much greater if you have a PPO, which is a preferred provider organization that includes so many doctors. And a lot of times they're even nationwide in the sense that you can, if you're traveling in another state, you can actually see doctors that you choose in that state and go directly to specialists. Some of those companies, some of these names that may sound familiar, think United, Aetna, Cigna. Those are like those really large PPOs that are nationwide that I'm referring to. So once you have your list, whether you are just enrolling in a plan and you're doing this search before you enroll in the plan, or you're already on a plan and you want to search to make sure that you can go to these doctors, you want to go to the online search directory, and every company has one where you can actually search for doctors by name. And you can, a lot of times you can filter down by specialty or by area of practice. And if you don't have a specific doctor's name, you can search for the name of the location. Like, so if it's a medical center or like a surgical center, you can even search for that. Now, you always want to double check that those providers are actually in network by calling the doctor's office and confirming that. Sometimes for the larger PPO networks, you're not going to have an issue with this. Like, they typically are pretty well updated. I know with my plans, they are usually very well updated, but with some other directories, they're not always like super to date and updated, and this kind of thing can change all the time. Doctors may decide that they don't want to be in network anymore with a certain plan. So you want to call the doctor's office, especially if it's one of these doctors that you really love and is a non-negotiable for you to continue seeing. Just call and make sure that they still take the insurance. And so a pro tip with this is if you're looking for a doctor, you're making sure they're in network, but let's say they perform a treatment like a surgery for you, or let's say you're having a baby and you're looking up your OBGYN, but then you want to look up where the hospital it is that they are going to perform the delivery of your baby. Both have to be in network, and a lot of people don't go that extra step. They don't think that they have to. They assume that if the doctor's in network, then everything associated with that doctor is going to be in network, but it's not that way. And you don't want any surprises when you've already enrolled and you're halfway into, let's say your pregnancy, and now you've got to figure out, what am I going to do? Am I pay cash for the hospital just to have the same doctor, or do I have to switch doctors in the 7th month, which no mom wants to do? Following these tips that I share with you today will help you be a lot more proactive about your health plan and your health care, and not so reactive. So reactive would be just waiting to get the plan that you got based on, let's say, price, and then choosing from the list of doctors that they give you to go see. Meanwhile, start with what's the most important first, and that's really access and quality of care. To minimize the mistakes that you can make in ending up not having access to some of your favorite doctors and hospitals, you always want to consult with a licensed agent like me. And if you need support, I'm happy to help you and your family. You can find me at alexthehealthagent.com, or follow me on Instagram, where there's a lot of other videos that will help you out. And if you liked this particular video, please share it and comment and subscribe.